The house right behind me on Edmands Road here in Framingham is almost as old as our country. Our team at Access Framingham got to take a peek inside, learn some of its history, and on Sunday, May 18th, you can do the same.
Hi, I'm Allison Yamas. I own the Thomas Nixon house. Welcome in.
Allison lives here with her husband Elliot and their kid Ro.
This is Ro.
Hey Ro, how's it going?
And part of what they love about the house is the story of how it came to be.
Thomas Nixon, 13 years old, is sitting on a rock with his friend. And she said, Thomas, this rock is talking to us. And it's telling me that we're going to build a house here and we're going to have a family. And he said, when I come back from the war, I will build you that house.
And that he did. The house is still standing 250 years later.
Here is this kid who comes back from war and builds this house for his love.
After enlisting in the Revolutionary War, Thomas married Lydia, the girl who first imagined the house, and together they raised 4 children within its walls. And if that sounds like something out of a movie, there's even more to the story.
After Thomas's first wife passed away, he remarried to the widow Stone.
When Sarah Stone was younger, a boy had fallen in love with her before moving away from Framingham. Years later, he returned on a stormy night and happened to seek shelter at Thomas Nixon Jr.'s house.
He knocked on the door and he recognized her. She did not recognize him.
Right.
They put him up for the night. And in the morning, he was gone, but he carved 2 hearts into the door. He was so sad and brokenhearted that she had remarried that he carved the hearts. The history is just full of love. I mean, every story was a love story, and it just really touched us completely.
And while the Yamas were drawn to the house for its intimate stories of love, heartbreak, and everyday life, they've also enjoyed learning about the builder's connection to a much larger legacy, the American Revolution. Thomas Nixon Jr. enlisted in the Continental Army as a fifer at only 13 years old. He saw action at Lexington and Concord, was part of the Siege of Boston, and helped reinforce the army at Fort Ticonderoga under General George Washington.
We're having a ball just putting all those facts together and trying to connect dots, like who he might have met in his history.
Does it feel like you're learning more and more each day or each week?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So when the History Center contacted Allison to host a house tour, it was a no-brainer.
And I thought, well, yeah, absolutely. This is the house you have to give back.
Right.
And everybody knows it, and so you just share.
Here's what she hopes visitors can take away from these tours.
History isn't always found in the museum, and they only have to look as far as, the house next door, really, in New England, to see that rich history.
With that rich history comes imperfections. The floors roll and creak, the doors expand and contract with the weather, but ultimately, Allison says it's just part of the charm of having original 250-year-old features in her home.
There's only a handful of families that have owned it over time. So you do feel a sense of, I'm just a caretaker for this house for the time being.
And each caretaker further contributes to the home's history in one way or another.
Everyone's added a little something in their care of the house.
Some have done full-blown renovations, like turning the bunkhouse into a master bedroom, or removing the ceiling in the living room for better piano acoustics. Others have left more playful relics of their time there.
All these little figurines around the house. I don't know who put these here, when they arrived.
That's part of the history that we have to discover going forward.
Yes,
learning more about those.
We find new ones all the time.
And some of those age-old features have even gained new uses.
Oh yeah, we use it to scare off coyotes when we bring our dog out at night.
So how do the Yamas plan to leave their mark on the ongoing story of this home?
To feel like we'll leave this house in better shape than we found it is probably a legacy that we'll leave.
Allison is an avid gardener, and Elliot has a talent for restoration. Together, they hope their legacy will be one of strengthening the home's structural integrity while nurturing its connection to the land by planting native species that reflect and enrich the surrounding landscape.
Those are 2 things that I think would be very, very important. Like really caring for the bones of the house so it'll be around for another 300 years.
Yeah,
with any luck.